Hello and welcome back to the story series. Last part we managed to put a stop to Ambassador Bavat's plan to bring a planet killer to bear on the Federation by teaming up with the Klingon warrior KUVAN'MAGH. He died in the attempt, but the skirmish in the Umaga system has served to illustrate the toll the Klingon Federation war is taking on both sides. Bavat, however, seems to have wormed his way out of immediate reprisals from the Chancellor of the Empire, Pok, while the Federation whispers of reaching out to begin to host peace talks. After all, the whole thing began because the UFP did not take the notions of Species 8472 infiltration seriously, and we have been proved wrong. Of course, as a temporal agent, we are also aware of the involvement of the Nakul faction of the Temporal Cold War, providing aid to Bavat, which is also troubling. Currently, we have reported to Starbase 39 in preparation for a briefing on the state of the Romulan Empire, but before that, a new priority mission has arisen, so we make our way to the Admiral's office to answer a secure comm sent our way.
It's a pleasure to be acquainted. I'm Vakal Shan, captain of the USS Belfast. Admiral Quinn has recommended we team up for a high-priority mission, and truth be told, I'd welcome the support. We've been tasked with overseeing a diplomatic meeting between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. President Okeg has managed to arrange ceasefire negotiations on Khitomer, but the situation is delicate. The war with the Klingons has been ongoing for half a decade, and things have only escalated after the Undine infiltration. Still, this could be our one small chance to turn things around. Our job? Protect the President's delegation on board Starfleet 1 and safely escort them. I'll be waiting for you in the Khitomer system. Captain Cogran, a capable warrior and our Imperial liaison, will be meeting us there.
Nice to meet you, Captain Sean, and acknowledged. I look forward to working with you.
By combining our strengths, we're sure to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Ad Astra per Aspera, of course. Well, the Armiger has pretty much been repaired from her battles, but with word of her decommissioning in the pipeline, this looks to be our final outing on her. Let's send her off with a fanfare, shall we? So, as mentioned in the Prelude video, this mission was originally taken out of the game before being completely overhauled and added back in as part of the 16th anniversary of Star Trek Online. It's set between the Klingon War and Romulan Mystery story chapters, right at the beginning of the game, before we knew of the Iconians' return, before the Dyson Spheres reactivated, back when the Undine and the Klingons were Starfleet's biggest concerns. But also unaware to us at this juncture, there appears to be some sort of temporal shenanigans going on too, which sort of makes this, both in-universe and out, a sort of retcon. Intriguing. So we set a course for the Khitomer system on the fringes of the Klingon, Romulan and Federation territory. Strategically it's an important world and one that has borne a troubled past. Initially it was a disputed colony in neutral space and the site of a lasting peace treaty between the Federation and Klingon Empire, hence the Khitomer Accords being the namesake of said treaty. It was eventually settled by the Klingon Empire, but then fell to a Romulan invasion. But by the time of the Dominion War it was back in Klingon hands and continued to serve as a space to host diplomatic talks, its halls becoming synonymous with treaties and deals, as well as an unfortunate amount of trouble.
This is President Okeg aboard Starfleet 1. Remember, this conference is vital to the future of the galaxy.
Captain Sean here. Copy that, Mr. President. Best foot forwards at all times. The crew of the Belfast has been briefed.
Captain Cogran, Klingon Empire liaison to Anik Okeg, standing by. President, the IKS Nima is ready to escort you.
President Okeg is a Saurian and the successor to Nanieta Bako, who stepped down in 2393. She's a major player in the first Splinter Timeline books, and many of these feats are likely similar in the online timeline. Okeg's first act was to fail to curtail rising Gorn and Klingon tensions that year, and he upheld the Treaty of Algernon even in the face of the dissolution of the Neutral Zone. This annoyed some within Starfleet, but it was seen as the price of keeping the fractured Romulans on friendly terms. He also cements the application processes for dual citizenship with the Federation, continually sought out cooperation with the Klingon Chancellor, and oversaw the implementation of the Alpha and Beta Quadrant's own transwarp gateway network. However, he remained unconvinced of the Undine, Species 8472's infiltration, and decried the rapid Klingon invasion of Gorn space, Ultimately, this is what built to the collapse of the Klingon Federation relations and the beginning of the current war. At this time, Captain John, future captain of the Enterprise F, is still in command of the Belfast NCC 92002, which is a modified Defiant class ship, and it's served well during the war so far. Meanwhile, Captain Kagran is in command of the Nilma of House Core. In the future, he will become instrumental in ending the Iconian invasion, but as for now, like Sean and us, he seems to support an end to this conflict.
Good to see you, and right on time, as expected of a true Starfleet officer. Sometimes that makes all the difference. We need to get the President's ship, Starfleet 1, within transporter range of the coordinates provided by the Klingons, and get the all-clear to beam down to Khitomer. I'll be assigned to the President once we arrive, and you'll be securing the premises. Speaking of, let me introduce you to my Chief of Security, Lieutenant Paris. She's a damn fine officer, and a quarter Klingon, too. Not unhelpful when it comes to building relations.
So I would say your reputation precedes you, Lieutenant Paris, but my character, Lieutenant Commander Hale, is a temporal agent who sort of, skipped the last 100 years. So, I look forward to working together.
Miral Paris, Chief of Security of the USS Belfast, but Lieutenant will do. Nice to meet you. I get the feeling we'll make an excellent team. Ready to get to work when you are.
Today's a day for Latin Starfleet. Semper Paratus. Always ready.
I hope you don't mind me checking in along the way. This meeting is delicate, and I'd like to make sure everyone is prepared.
Glad to have you with us, Mr. President. Any words of wisdom before we arrive?
Khitomer is a key location in the history of our two civilizations, and home to many important meetings.
This planet hosted the Khitomer Conference of 2293, if I'm not mistaken.
Conspiracies aside, the final outcome was historic, and its gift of peace lasted for generations.
Let's hope for a similar outcome today. Your attendance is as much of a security risk as it is a show of goodwill.
Lieutenant.
It is up to the Federation to take this first critical step. We cannot allow a repeat of Cestus 3.
Plus, I'm sure there's symbolism to be seen here. The head of the Federation risking themselves to meet with the Klingons. They've got to respect that, right?
3, the Gorn hegemony!
Sir, sensors are picking up several Gorn vessels in the area. It's an ambush!
8 Gorn vessels arrive in system, somehow bypassing all the security, and are immediately hostile.
Rebel Gorn! So some of them are willing to stand up and fight after all.
This is Okeg. Starfleet 1 is under fire. Shields won't hold for long.
Hang tight, Mr. President. We won't let you down.
The Klingon Empire will fall!
Captain, Starfleet 1's primary hull is down to 75%.
We prioritise the Gorn ships that are targeting Starfleet 1 and attempt to destroy them, or at least pull their attention away from it.
If a fight is what they want, then the Belfast is happy to oblige.
No bold moves, Lieutenant. Focus on Starfleet 1.
Disrupt the conference! The Saurian must perish! The ship must fall!
Starfleet 1 primary hull is down to 50%. The ranks are thinning. I'm detecting fewer Gorn starships in the system, Captain.
We have bested these Pitach. They were ready to die just to take out your president in battle.
Well, at least the Klingons fought alongside us there.
Starfleet 1, this is the USS Belfast. What's your status? Starfleet 1, come in. Do you copy? Mr. President, do you copy? Forgive me. Starfleet 1, what is the President's status?
They may have shut down external comms in order to divert power to shielding. Either way, Starfleet 1, this is the USS Armiger. What is your status?
USS Belfast, IKS Nima. This is the President. We're all right. Just a bit shaken up.
Mr. President, We need to postpone this conference. It's much too great of a risk for you to take. Our scan should have picked up on that ambush.
Postponing this conference is not an option, Captain Sean. This ceasefire deal could be the Federation's only chance to eventually make peace with the Klingon Empire. If that involves some degree of risk, then so be it. The members of my delegation joined this mission informed and ready for the task. However, this attack does beg a question. How exactly did the Gorn hide from our sensors?
Indeed, preliminary scans during combat detected chronoton masking fields, which could be a number of technologies. We've only taken minor damage though. What's this Belfast status?
The Belfast and IKS Nema have sustained minor damage as well. Most of the Gorn attacks were directed at Starfleet 1, and presumably President Okeg. However, aside from a few fluctuations in deflector harmonics and a brief spike in secondary EPS flow regulators, nothing approaches critical thresholds. The President's ship is holding up fine, all things considered.
They did seem to be targeting Starfleet 1 at the expense of all else. So was their goal to disrupt the conference, or to take out the Federation President at this opportunity? Either way, now we know chronoton fields are involved, so we can adapt our sensors. Let's conduct longer-range scans with this in mind.
The Belfast will run a scan as well. Something does feel off. Activating long-range sensors and tachyon detection grid.
Well, so far so good. Nothing is revealed at the first point. Let's check in the other direction.
Sensors are clear, sir. No threats detected, masked or otherwise.
Let's resume course before that changes.
Attacking Klingons is one thing, but the Federation? I find the circumstances of this Gorn ambush a little odd.
I agree. The Gorn should have challenged my vessel instead, and fought against one of their Klingon conquerors. Cowards.
The Gorn shouldn't have been able to close in on Starfleet 1. We need to improve our response time.
President Okeg, the Klingon Empire acknowledges the arrival of your delegation to Khitomer. Our orbital defense post received reports of a rebel strike within the system, but readings were delayed due to the Gorn's chronoton masking fields. Still, your survival in the face of this unexpected obstacle bodes well. Perhaps you are worthy allies after all. You are cleared to beam down.
At least the Klingons respected the display of strength.
The Federation is honored to be received on Khitomer. I can assure you that your openness to meeting with us is not misplaced. Our delegation's security escort dealt with the Gorn attack swiftly, thanks to the combined efforts of our respective captains. We will be beaming down shortly. Captains, when you're ready.
I like how he took the opportunity there to highlight the cooperation. Captain Sean?
Once you've made it planetside, Lieutenant Paris will brief you on security measures. Remember, stay sharp. Confidence is key, but so is efficiency. History tends to repeat itself, and with Khitomer, that could be a problem. I'll meet you on the ground, and whatever comes, meet it head on. There's no time to second guess.
We assemble our away team of our first and second officers and beam down.
Miral, or should I say, Lieutenant Paris.
Doctor, I've missed you. You haven't aged a day.
Well, I am afraid that's how it works. But if it would put you at ease, I can add an aging subroutine to my matrix.
Not on my behalf. You're perfect, just the way you are. Are you part of the President's delegation?
That's right, as the leading expert on species 8472. President Okeg is hoping that sharing our research with the Klingons will make up for our dismissal of the Undine threat. This, and a ceasefire deal, will hopefully lead to lasting peace between our people.
The Doctor pioneered research on the Undine aboard Voyager, It was considered revolutionary, both then and now. It is a pleasure to meet you, especially after your crew's incredible performance in the Khitomer system. I will let you get on with your security tasks and prepare for the conference. Doctor?
Good to finally meet you in person. Admiral Quinn's told me quite a lot about you. All good things, of course. Lieutenant Paris can give you a more detailed brief, but suffice it to say, we're looking to secure the whole premises. Make sure nothing's been tampered with.
Likewise, Captain Sean, a pleasure. I'll talk to your security officer.
It's nice to put a real face to the name. We need to secure the building. I recommend starting with the courtyard in the next room. Oh, and keep in mind, we're in a melting pot of different cultures and delegations right now, but let's try to stay focused and keep our distance.
Right, we're here for security, not to go chatting to everyone.
Ah, hold it right there. Just a moment. Greetings. I am the Emergency Medical Hologram Mark I, but you may call me Doctor. A pleasure to meet you, I am sure. If I may offer a recommendation, while I doubt you will encounter any Undine infiltrators here, you may still find my latest research quite riveting, should you wish to test it out. Here is a parameter you may use to optimize your tricorder for species 8472 biosignature detection. The science behind it is nothing short of remarkable. The settings account for polyfluidity.
Gimme.
I'll follow your lead.
Oh, sorry, Doctor, job to do. So, of course, in person, we have President Okeg, who has more to say to us.
The importance of today's conference cannot be overstated. I am grateful for your assistance in orbit. Please, pass my thanks to your crew. The Gorn attack initially appeared to be an attempt at disrupting our conference and taking out Starfleet 1. However, I believe intelligence has details that might contradict this assumption. I am hoping the Klingons will see the value in a ceasefire agreement. I'm no stranger to finding common ground with my adversaries. After I succeeded President Nanyeta Bako, I offered my political opponents seats in my cabinet. As the saying goes, it takes a quadrant to raise a coalition.
We can point out how in the past the Federation has indeed seemed rather human-centric, and that we do need to do more to address the contributions of Vulcans, Andorians and Tellarites, to say the least. It's not a bad reminder, as one of the Klingons' routine sticking points with the UFP is the fear of homogenization into a human culture. Now, the aforementioned intelligence the President mentioned comes in the form of Commander Burgess, who we have recently just worked with to take down the Doomsday weapon.
Starfleet Intelligence conducted a preliminary sweep of Khitomer some weeks ago. Klingon public opinion of the Federation is not favorable. However, they also seem to find no glory in the current stalemate. It looks like they're a little worse for wear after their interactions with the Undine, even if they won't let on. We can also safely rule out any conspiracies. Our intel suggests the rebel Gorn ambush that occurred in the system a short while ago had nothing to do with the Klingon Empire and everything to do with targeting the Federation. This is an ongoing investigation.
That is interesting. Why would Gorn rebels with a gripe to pick with the Klingons target the Federation?
Well, while there are no Admiral Cartwrights in the crowd today, we have identified a person of interest. A Klingon by the name of Bavat will be in attendance. He's a contentious figure with a Federation criminal record. We can't forbid his house from attending as we're on Klingon ground, but we'll be watching him.
Great, so this is where Bavat slithered off to. We also spot Kumen of Klingon intelligence, though he has little to say to us.
A Starfleet officer receiving classified information from the Klingon intelligence? Which, pooh, I suppose you'd have me sharpen your bat'leth too. I suggest you focus on your task.
The last time we spoke to Kumen, he just demanded the return of a bird of prey that we were using to defeat the Doomsday weapon. And of course, no conference would be complete without Ambassador Jiro Sugihara.
Ambassador Jiro Sugihara of the Federation Diplomatic Corps. I have to admit that the Klingons were right about the Undine infiltration of the Gorn hegemony, but I don't agree with the war they waged. Diplomacy and peaceful negotiation should come first, always. Anyway, I've been told I should keep my opinions to myself, and even more so if we manage to broker peace. Always looking for trouble, Jir, even on what could be a pivotal day for our people, you Glommer.
He does have a reputation for being rather informal and over-talkative. With that out of the way, we move on with Miral Paris to begin our scans of the halls of Khitomer.
All right, let's start with this area.
A Klingon in a Starfleet uniform? Just bah!
Pitiful. I'm gonna assume that was directed at you.
Scans are clear.
You okay?
It seems these Klingons have taken note of my appearance. I've never hidden my hybrid nature, as my godfather, the Doctor, encouraged me to be proud of this part of myself and taught me the meaning of self-worth. But truth be told, I'd rather be back on the Belfast right now. I'm chief of security, not a diplomat or an envoy. Still, if my being here helps prove that the Federation and the Klingons can coexist, then all of this will be worthwhile.
Sounds like a long journey of self-reflection. Glad you've made it your own. I'm hoping this isn't going to be an issue here, unless they bring it up, I guess.
Running another scan.
Looking around, it is a reminder that the Klingon Empire isn't just Klingons anymore. There are Gorn, Norsicans, and Orions here too.
Another rebel attack in Klingon space. Reprehensible.
King Slathis does not assent to these renegade acts.
Done. We can check this room off our list. If the Gorn delegation is telling the truth, then the ambush we just thwarted was a rebel attack, and not a revolt instigated by the Gorn hegemony. Still, it seemed very coordinated.
Oh, definitely. Unknown tech at play, perfect timing for the ambush. Yeah, someone's putting the strings. They must have an insider or something.
You know the drill.
Oh, well, there she goes, hopping the fence. I guess I didn't see any signs that say, don't do that.
I am Ambassador Koss of the Klingon Empire. I wish to meet with the KUVAN'MAGH.
The KUVAN'MAGH is an ancient myth. Paris is an imposter, a traitor to her people.
Peace with the Federation. Traitor vo narde krapu.
Let's hope Ambassador Cass doesn't turn around.
This area is clear. Quite a few opinions floating around today, huh? I say we speed things up and move on to the next room.
When Ambassador Cass mentioned a Kuvan something, one of the other Klingons behind him said Paris is a traitor. Were they talking about you?
Fine. You're right. You might know this already, but there's an ancient Klingon religious text that describes the KUVAN'MAGH, or Savior, as a figure that will restore the Klingon Empire back to its original glory. Many Klingons believe me to be this KUVAN'MAGH because of the events that occurred in the Delta Quadrant aboard Voyager. My genetic material played a part in helping a group of Klingons. I'm happy to answer any questions about that if you think it's beneficial to our mission.
Beneficial? No, yes, maybe. It's probably going to come up again, isn't it?
What do you want to know?
Let's stop standing in the middle of the hall over here. So this ancient text, what does it say about the KUVAN'MAGH?
The prophecy foretells the arrival of a messianic savior, KUVAN'MAGH. It is said that this figure is stronger than sickness itself and destined to heal the Klingon people, leading them to glory. Some even say the Klingons will know the KUVAN'MAGH before the KUVAN'MAGH themselves know the world. A spiritual recognition, if you will. What do you want to know?
Okay, so this KUVAN'MAGH, why is it so polarizing for the Empire? Is it because of the uniform you're wearing?
Whereas some Klingons are devoted to the KUVAN'MAGH, others disbelieve the figure's existence. Some even treat these religious texts as unworthy epics or conspiracy theories. Either way, I'm caught in the middle of a divided empire when all I ever wanted was to make the universe a better, more tolerant place. What do you want to know?
So you said your genetic material saved them? How does that work?
I was born aboard the USS Voyager, and as I said earlier, the Doctor is my godfather. In 2377, Voyager encountered a group of Klingon pilgrims aboard a D7 class battlecruiser. They were looking for the KUVAN'MAGH because they were dying from a virus called the Nechret, which they originally believed to be nothing but old age. In order to save them, the doctor resorted to using my genetic material to create a cure. Miraculously, it worked. And thus, I became the KUVAN'MAGH.
KUVAN'MAGH. Got it.
What do you want to know?
That's all for now. We should move on. Scans to run.
Leave no stone unturned.
The final hall has a delegation of Orions, including one named Marta and another named Mera. Mera is an officer on the IKS KUVAN'MAGH, and she turns up during the Klingon-sided Romulan mystery missions. Marta is an associate of Bavat's who later switches sides, informing Starfleet and Klingon intelligence of his schemes. Kazgur is a Nausicaan who actually deals with the assignments of fleet and crew rosters. He's a pen pusher. We have the Katian delegation, which involves Naora, who seems to be present in many Klingon Federation deals. And nearby to them we have the Phoracians, a cousin species to the Katians, led by Ninyan, who seems to be her counterpart in the Empire. We can catch dialogue between them that shows that the Katians still consider the Phoracians responsible for their diaspora, and that is not easily forgiven. Equally, a Gorn delegation in the corner, while having no recognisable characters, is talking about how they kind of understand the rebellion that some of the Gorn are going through, as there have been disappearances and things like that, and the Klingon Empire just doesn't care.
What weight could a conference possibly hold without the attendance of Jempok? Ha!
Yedoko! Walden is here in his stead. Now is not the time for dissent.
Interesting, so the Chancellor didn't attend.
I'm detecting... false alarm. Just some residual readings.
We enter into the final conference hall.
Preparing to scan.
And up ahead we can see Ambassador Bavat, looking a little different from last time we saw him. And he's talking to an unknown official-looking human.
We're all set, my good sir.
I will hold you accountable if this fails. There can be no deviation from the plan. Nach, Lodgeman.
Of course. I will not disappoint. We have an agreement after all. Let's disperse.
A Klingon ambassador with a human attendant? I don't recognize the staffer, but I believe that's Ambassador...
Bavat, yes. He's kind of wanted by the Federation for, war crimes.
I don't know about you, but I think I've heard enough. And I trust that our intelligence units will monitor any outliers among the attendees. I suggest we have a look at our scan results instead. My readings are off in this room.
Yeah, I was picking up something. Not sure what it is though, it's unclear. I'll follow your lead. Okay, you're seeing that, right? There is a definite ripple in the air there, some sort of shimmer. We put out the tricorders to scan the area and something seems to materialize into focus.
This technology doesn't match any known Federation or Klingon designs. Its components are entirely non-standard. What do you make of this data?
So we've got several options depending on our career. Tactical assessment says that it's clearly made without identifying parts to obfuscate its origin. Engineering can say that it's not being built from anything we recognise in this quadrant, and science shows that there is a state of quantum flux at play here, again confusing any clear dating or origin markers. I think it looks cool, however.
Huh. Faint traces of Verteron particles.
I'm not detecting anything like explosives or anything that pose an immediate danger, but Verterons are often involved in the formation of space-time folds, wormholes and such, and it seems keyed to another coordinate in the system. We need to report this.
Cogran, it is simple, I assure you. Undine biology is adaptive, with a morphogenic cellular structure.
I am no scientist, but I do not dispute the utility of weaponry meant to identify and eradicate the Undine.
It's unfortunate we still know so little about them, despite the doctor's research.
Ah, morale. Your disposition suggests that there were no polyfluidic phase variances to report.
That's correct. No Undine infiltrators, Doctor. But we did find something else. Captain Sean, Captain Cogran, we've discovered an unidentified device in the Hall of Heroes. Its origin cannot be traced and its functionalities are unknown. It doesn't appear to pose an immediate threat, but we can't be sure. Will you work on disabling the device while I transmit our findings to the rest of the team?
Again, we've got 3 ways of dealing with it. So the engineering option is to run a scan to find its power source and shut it down. Science suggests bombarding it with a counter signal to isolate it and render it inert. And the tactical option suggests a contained Nadian burst. Nadians are the particles used in phasers. Shoot it. That's the tactical option.
Good idea. That device is cause for concern. Even if it turns out to be harmless, we can't afford to take any chances. Let's confer with President Okeg.
I agree. This poses a considerable security risk. However, I'm too optimistic about the turnout of this conference to delay our diplomatic efforts any further. We need to honor our agreement with the Klingons. They will not respect any act that might be interpreted as a display of cowardice. We must stay the course. If Captain Cogran is not opposed, then I propose we beam the device to the USS Belfast for further analysis.
I agree, sir. Although, one addendum, I do suggest we set up a containment field around it before you attempt to beam it out or interfere with anyway.
Setting up a containment field and done. Ready for transport. USS Belfast, this is Lieutenant Paris. We are beaming up an unidentifiable device for analysis. Stand by.
The conference will begin shortly. All attendees must gather in the Hall of Heroes immediately.
Gotta love the Klingon delivery of that. No, please report to the assembly hall or anything like that, or guests are advised to... No, just go here now. Speaking of, though, it is time we assume our positions, overlooking the hall. You can see Bavat from here. It's just... Maybe it's my suspicions, but I feel like he's up to something. Oh well, our primary concern is to protect President Okeg. Everything else is secondary.
Fellow delegations, the Federation is here today to seek peace with the Empire, in the hopes that it will be long-lasting. We believe we have been at odds for too long, and hope to prove today that our worth as allies is greater than our worth as foes. As a first act, we propose a ceasefire, then allying against a common enemy, the Undine. I have with me an expert who will share...
All this talk and no action! Why trust you, Okeg? Your Federation has already proven it does not respect the Empire. In the case of the Undine imposters in the Gorn hegemony, the Klingons were right all along, yet you failed to heed us.
You are right, and I know that Federation and Empire relations have often been tense, that our history is riddled with mistrust, that you believe we failed you on the topic of the infiltrators in the Gorn hegemony, and that our ways have been human-centric. But like Chancellor Gorkon, this Saurian too believes in the undiscovered country, and has read Shakespeare in the original Klingon. We'd like to start by sharing our classified research with you on the Undine, as a gesture of good faith. Doctor?
Greetings. You may call me the Doctor. It is an honor to speak to such a fine audience. I will be handing out data pads after our speech, so do stick around should you wish to discuss the details. As you all undoubtedly know, with great scientific advancement comes great responsibility. While ethics are not on the agenda, I am obliged to mention the dangers of the technology we have developed and the risk it poses to non-Undine life forms.
The Belfast is transmitting the results of the analysis performed on the unidentified device. It seems it's...
But I digress. To the crux of the matter, I have created technology that pairs modified tricorders with experimental nanoprobes. The tricorders, while still a prototype, detect the presence of Undine biosignatures. The nanoprobes are then... pardon me, my matrix.
Captain Sean, that device disrupts hollow emitter signals. Doctor!
Khitomer! We curse the Empire!
Captain! They've taken the doctor!
Miral, look out!
Thanks. We need to take down these Gorn and retrieve the doctor. Now!
Belfast, this is Sean. Khitomer Conference is under attack. Monitor all activity in orbit. No one leaves.
One of these days, we'll have a conference without something going wrong.